Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Dennis. For those of you who have not seen any of my videos or anything like that, it's been actually a while since I've done an actual video for my list specifically, at least. And I wanted to do a quick video for you guys on a topic that's been on my mind for probably about a week and a half now. And again, this video is for you guys specifically that is on my list, for my personal list. And I'm not going to be posting this on Facebook or anything. And this is more of like an opportunity to connect with you guys. And I know that connecting with people is super important. It's something I did before. I kind of locked arms with my mentors and stuff like that. And that's basically what I've done in other business endeavors. Find out who I connect with, who I relate with, who I share the same ambitions and possibly backgrounds and experiences and things like that. And I want to keep the video somewhat short, but I think a lot of you guys will get value from this. I'm going to try to put the idea in a certain way that you can receive it and comprehend it really well, so that you can have a breakthrough when you hear the message. And let's kind of jump into it. There's actually a trial. It's been proven that let me point it out like this. Let me make a story for you guys. Let's say that you and your friend are outside and you're talking, you're having a conversation, stuff like that, and you notice it starts to get cloudy out, right? And you're like, okay, well, it looks like it's gonna rain, but you guys just keep talking, whatever. And out of nowhere, about 10 minutes into your conversation, it starts to pour. And you guys obviously you got to go find cover so you don't get soaking wet, right? But it's actually a trial that's been done, and it's been proven that whoever runs in the rain gets more wet, more soaked than someone who would just walk to find cover, right? And that might sound weird to you. It might not make a lot of sense, but I want to explain to you something, and I want to kind of tie that into my message for the video. I have an analogy that goes with the video to kind of make everything make sense. I've noticed that maybe you've been in a situation where if you're really trying to accomplish something really big with your life, you've been really pushing forward, really putting in work, and really trying to just get somewhere in life, have a breakthrough, and accomplish some of the goals that you've been wanting to accomplish for a long time. You start to run into a lot of distractions and a lot of obstacles that just kind of seemingly come out of nowhere, right? They try to almost stop you, like it's a test to see if you're committed and serious enough about pushing forward. And I've seen this I've been in the home-based business industry for 8 years now, since I was 17 years old. And I've seen this happen to myself. I've seen it happen to other people. And it's almost like a test. And I try to see what the patterns are. And I've noticed that there are patterns to why that happens. And I try to explain and see, why does that happen? Why is it that when you're really trying to do something with your life and really trying to push forward, things just come out of nowhere to try to stop you? And it can get frustrating sometimes. And I've tried to find out how I can basically explain that phenomenon, if you will. And once I kind of ran into that whole story about how whoever runs in the rain gets more wet than somebody who that walks in it to find cover, something clicked, and I realized, there's something here. And the reason why I bring up that whole story about the rain and running and walking in the rain is because I find that there's a relationship to that. Obviously you want to get out of the rain as soon as possible. But the one thing I realize is, whether you're running or walking, the analogy to that is, whether you're moving backwards in life, whether you're staying in the same place, you've been doing the same thing for years and years, you got nowhere, years have passed by, nothing has changed for you, or you're really pushing forward, you're going to get rained on, right? Because we're all left out in the open. We're all going to get rained on, because that's just part of life, right? But regardless of where you are in life, which one of those three you are, you're going to get rained on. But what ends up happening is, what I find, my theory is, at least, maybe you connect with this, maybe you don't agree with me, and that's okay. But when you run in the rain, you're almost like compressing time, right? You're compressing time because you're running faster to try to get under the cover, to get to a better situation. But you get rained on so much faster, right? And I realized this is something that kind of just clicked for me. I was like, wow, I think that's kind of how it is in life, right? When you're really driving and you're really pushing forward really fast and just bashing right through obstacles, more obstacles come your way, not because you're doing anything wrong in essence, but more because you're compressing time. You're going through the rain that you were going to go through anyway, but you're going through it much faster, which is why it seems like it's all hitting you when you're really trying to do something really big, right? And I realized this, that even though in the short term you get more wet if you run in the rain, you'll get to cover sooner, so you deal with the problems less. If you were to compare that with somebody who's walking in the rain, which is they're still going to experience the rain, but the things might not hit them as fast, so they don't get as wet, right? Do you understand? You see the comparison, the analogy I'm trying to make here? When you're really trying to push forward in life, you run into those obstacles because you're compressing time, right? And you're just pushing through, and things come at you faster. Like if you're driving fast, reference points and objects and different elements in the scenery come to you faster because you're going through time faster, right? You're speeding through the atmosphere faster, so things come at you with more speed, or seems that way, right? So if you're walking in the rain, as an analogy, you're that person that maybe you're not doing much with your life, and things aren't as bad, but they're not good either. You're kind of just there. You don't get as wet as somebody who's really trying to push through life and stuff like that, right? But you deal with it longer because it takes you longer to find cover, if you will. So I personally, in that example, I'd rather be somebody that, who's willing to just push through the crap that's going to happen anyway, regardless of what you're doing with your life. It's going to happen anyway because that's how the world works. But I'd rather spend a short amount of time in my life just pushing through all the crap and getting through it, and, developing myself and being able to just dominate that, and being able to be emotionally stable, to be, grounded in everything that goes on around me, and just, see it for what it is, have the right perspective about it, and go through that developmental stage and that crap stage in your life where you're just pushing through, right? That's why everybody that has a story always, everybody that becomes successful has a story. And that story is really that phase in their life, that time compression, where they're just pushing through all the crap, right? And then just come out on top, and it seems like they had it easy. They didn't have it easy because it's not easy to push through all the crap at such a fast pace. But when you do it, you come out on top, and you get to a better place, right? A drier place, a place where less crap happens to you because you've pushed through and you've gotten there, sooner. Whether so like at that point, you're not that person that's just walking through everything and just trying to play it safe and not really go through bad stuff and not taking risks in life because you just want to cruise through things so that you don't mess up, right? Just that safe mentality. I'd rather be that person that just pushes through, takes a couple, months or years or whatever it takes in my life, and gets things in order, right? Because that's what an entrepreneur is. Somebody's willing to put in the work for a short amount of time so they can live the rest of their life, the way that they want to. And other people won't do that. They'll play safe. They'll do work that they're going to do anyway because we're all going to do work regardless. But they'll do work, in shorter periods. So essentially it takes them that much longer to accomplish anything, right? And I hope you got something out of that. I don't want to leave make the video too long and stuff like that. But that was just, an analogy that kind of came up. The two things kind of came up, and I was like, wow, I realized this because in my personal life, it seems like when you're trying to really push through, just something comes out of the way, and I've always seen it like as a test and things like that. But then I also realized even if you're not an entrepreneur, even if you're not into business, even if you're not into really pursuing anything really big, any worthwhile goals for yourself in your future, you still go through crap, right? It's not like when you're broke anything is better. You complain about everything still sucks. So it's not like playing it safe is any better. You're still going to get wet. You see what I'm saying? And that's when I realized how things happen. It kind of helped me explain, that phenomenon where when you're really trying to push forward, distractions and things kind of show up out of nowhere unannounced to kind of distract you. Or you got nails in your tire. Oh, you get charged this fee or whatever. And you couldn't go to work because you got sick. So now you made less hours, so now you're going to get paid less, and now you're looking at the check that's coming in, it's not enough to pay the bills, and all that stuff kind of just accrues. And I realize that's probably a lot of what happens to people as they're trying to, push themselves forward, and they go through the industry or whatever it is that they might be into and try to move forward and push themselves in their life, but they run into those distractions, those obstacles, and they're not willing to push through it because they think that the process of becoming successful and getting what they want is going to be this long drawn out thing, of bad experiences. We're not realizing that you're going to go through bad experiences anyway. It's not like when you have money, nothing bad happens to you. It just allows you to handle situations better, right? To have the resources to take care of things, easier and faster in a more efficient way. And not only that, to just, to be that person required to be able to handle those situations properly without letting it affect you so much internally, and being able to see it, for what it is. That's why personal development is so huge, because as you're progressing really fast, really rapidly in your life, you run through a lot of crap, and in order for you to get to the other side, you have to be, you have to be strong as a person mentally and emotionally to push through that stuff, because the average person that just has, does average stuff doesn't really go through a lot of hard times like that all at once. Doesn't really need to do that. But when you're really pushing through, you need to have a strong, mind and personality to really push through and get to the other side, or else you might end up quitting. You'll give up on what you really want, and you go back to like how everybody else is. They want a thousand other things, but they won't do anything, to get except complain, right? So I hope you got something out of this video. Again, this is just for you guys on my list, so you can connect with me to see if if you connect with my mentality. If I know for some of you on the list that are watching this, maybe you've gone through exactly what I'm talking about. Some of you have been in the industry, the home-based industry, for many years. Some of you just started now, regardless of what company you're in. Some of you guys might be trying to do something completely different. Maybe it's working out, or you're trying to become an athlete, or something like that. It just know that you're not alone. Know that that's natural when you run into obstacles and distractions, things like that, and know why. Maybe after this video, you've been able to kind of put your finger on it and realize, okay, this is not just me. I'm not doing something wrong. In fact, I'm doing something really right, and I'm pushing through, but this is why this is happening. And now I can explain it. It's that time compression that I was talking about. So again, hopefully you guys got something out of this, and I will see you in the next video. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.